Here we go. Parting versus Clem. All right, we got Clem here in the top right. We got Barding in the bottom left. Okay, so let's talk about this. Parting did just slam Bjorn pretty damn hard 2-0. And I didn't feel like Bjorn was playing bad. But Clem is a different level than Bjorn right now. Bjorn is very, very good. I would say Bjorn is just outside of tournament champion level. I feel like Bjorn, a round of 8 is good for him right now, but not completely unexpected. That's kind of the level I feel like Bjorn's at. Whereas Clem right now is like a finalist guy. Like, you're expecting him top 4 finals or winner of any tournament that he's entering, basically. He is playing super, super well. Parting is... I mean, he's a wild card. He's a wild card. He's got crazy strats. He knows how to perform. He knows how to win. It's hard for me to imagine him actually taking down Clem, but we'll see. Honestly, I wouldn't be super surprised if Parting wins. I mean, the guy he's so good. He's a god. So goes ahead with a little bit of harassment on that probe. And of course, the offensive engineering bay, you can see he is going to go ahead and send some additional probes to deal with that. Normally you send 4, but we'll see about that. Maybe send 5. Yeah. Oh, wow. That's actually a lot, man. 6 probes down there. That's legit really a lot of probes. Excuse me. Yeah, the SCV comes back for Clem. And he is going to have to get out of there. Only 10 health left. You don't want to risk that again. But he does, because it's StarCraft 2. StarCraft 1, that thing would have been fucking dead like 9 times already. Now, yeah, the probe going to be picked off, so feels like Clem getting maybe little edges here. Adept being chrono boosted out. There is a factory being made. Getting that reactor as well. It's going to be interesting to see where he wants to go with this. So, reactor is going to finish. Is he just going to make Marines and go for a Cyclone? No, he is going to swap this up. Is it going to be Mines? It would probably be 2 Hellions to start and then into Mines, if anything. Oh, double Cyclone. No way. Okay, so this is cool. This is cool. Like, actually, a build like this might be especially good if Parting doesn't have that much practice against it, because he came back more recently. I'm not entirely sure how much he's been practicing recently, but, yeah, double Cyclone, like, I mean, obviously very different from when Parting left. You know, when he was right as he went to the military, obviously the Cyclone was a completely different unit. It'll be cool to see what Clem wants to do with this. Does he go for 2 more? Yes, he does. Yes, he does indeed. That's pretty cool. So he's going heavy Cyclone right now. Going to put a lot of pressure on. All right, here come these Cyclones. The shield battery not ready. Clem might just get a kill like instantly here. Okay, he targets one of them down, but don't forget there's a couple more on the way, so this is like real bad for Parting right now. Dude, holy crap. This is too much damage. Look at this. Oh my god. You know, I enjoy the new Cyclone, but it's still bad unit design. It's just not how a unit should be. All right, 2 more Cyclones come up. And that is just going to be a ridiculous amount of damage. He's going to unpower 2 gateways here, which is brutal. Absolutely brutal. Loses one of the Cyclones. Parting's going to GG. This is going to be a fast, anticlimactic game here. That's just far too much damage, and Parting knows it. So we should be seeing a GG. And there it is. Oof. Ooh, all right. 250k salt on parting. That's crazy. Crazy talk. We'll get into game 2, see if he can do a bit better. He'll definitely do better than that. I mean, that was pretty bad. I drank way too much coffee tonight. Getting some terrible heartburn right now.
ST4 and Kai Hanglo cheered. X300, guys, what the actual fuck? I've been watching this 2023 documentary Jared from Subway, Catching a Monster, and it seems like Jared might actually be the monster. As far as losing weight on the Subway diet, I advise against it because it really fucked this guy up.
I don't know if a Subway diet works. I used to eat a lot of Subway. A lot of Subway before I moved to Korea. And then actually when I moved to Korea, I ate Subway for a while still. They had to relist their bread as cake. That's hilarious. All right, guys, we're getting into the next game. Here we go. Game 2 of Parting versus Clem. So we have Clem in the top left, and in the bottom right, we have Parting. Okay, we're on Oceanborn. Not a lot to say about the map. As far as that last game went, Parting just fell over immediately against the Cyclone Rush. Strats like that are going to be pretty strong when someone's just coming back. They might not be used to that, right? Like, something like that is something where, like, the first week the patch came out, you probably played against it like 100 times and got kind of used to it and figured out how to make sure that you were scouting it correctly and knowing how to stop it. So I don't think it'll happen to him again. Nothing quite like that. He might go for some sort of one base play. Who knows? Probe going across the map now. And, yeah, like, obviously, again, the winner here goes against the winner of Rainer and Dark. While we wait for this game to pick up, I do want to remind you guys that you can use the command StarCraft 2, and that is going to bring you to my newer YouTube channel, where we're putting up a lot of StarCraft 2 casts. Mapu's helping me run the channel. He's, of course, observing this game as well. And, yeah, you should subscribe to that channel, because it's going to have a lot more than StarCraft 2 casts. It's going to be my secondary casting channel for other RTS games like Stormgate. So yeah, you should check it out. Give it a follow. There's going to be a lot of great stuff going up there very, very soon. And of course, always the StarCraft 2 casts are going up there as well. So anyways, the probe harassment does end. Beyond puts quite a bit of damage on it. Parting is just going to pull back since a Reaper's on the way anyways. Command center on the low ground there for Beyond. Parting in the meantime already has his Nexus going, about a third of the way done. And we have to wait to see. I imagine he's going to throw down Twilight. He's really been centering on that, but maybe he wants to try something else like a Stargate. We'll see. You know, the Cyclones hurt him pretty bad before. Depp just going to throw that shade out, looking for any Reaper trying to jump up into his main base right now. Clem being a little bit slow with his Reaper on the other side of the map. And it is going to be a Twilight again here for Parting, which does make sense, right? Like, a lot of players do like Stargate openers from time to time against Terran, but I think Parting is trying to utilize his best skills, which does include Blink Stalker Micro. So, yeah, we're going to see. You know, if he can get into the position where he can Micro. Obviously, last game he lost very, very quickly. This game looking quite different already, right? Clem already getting his starport up. He's making a Hellion right now, so it's not like 4 Cyclones are going to walk across the map and try to kill him. Reaper jumps up into the main base. And, I mean, some light harassment that we're looking at here doesn't really get all that much done. Not a big deal. Getting a couple more gates here to go with the blink, to go with the robo. Now, this is the game I kind of wanted to see between these two. You know, Clem, obviously known for having very good micro, great killer instinct, great pressure plays, great aggression, right? Parting known for all these things as well. But Parting going with his most micro-intensive, aggressive attack on 2 base, I do want to see if he's going to be able to actually pull Clem apart with this. Imagine if he just kills him with it. Like, you know, I don't think any other Protoss in the world can. We saw Hero literally tried on 1 base and it didn't work. Parting here on 2 base, though, you know, at least he has ways to try to come back if it doesn't work or if it only partially works. Now, Clem's sitting outside with the double mine in the medevac. Waiting for it, trying to hit that mine drop. Might wait for Parting to go across the map. Excuse me. He would know the timing of all these things as well. Parting sends a prism, blinks behind it. Still the medevac waits. He doesn't know yet that it's on the way. And now he's going to see the Stalkers. So now I think we'll see that medevac go in. He sees Stalkers across the map. Here comes the medevac. Medevac boosting into the natural. All right, going to drop 1 out. Going to drop 2 out. Quick pull from Parting. Excellent pull from Parting. Picks 1 up. Picks 2 up. Parting about to attack the main base of Clem. All right, he does blink up there. There is a siege tank. Another. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good mine hit right there. Did not get the siege tank on the other side. Feels like right now at this moment, Clem is doing a bit better. But Parting starting to kill off some of these Marines. The auto turret actually, I think, a great call there. Really forcing Parting's hand. Yeah, this mine not going to quite make it back to being recharged. So right now, this game looks good for Clem. Yeah, I definitely like those stats much better for Clem right now. But Parting's taking a 3rd base. Oh, double bunker. You can't really do too much against that, unfortunately. Clem rotating some units down as well. All right, here comes in this prism now. Already, we have a Viking there, so he has to hit that recall. Just barely not going to be able to get it. Good save there by Parting. If he hadn't been able to recall that, I mean, this game was going to go to almost unplayable at that point, I feel like. Can't be losing a good 10 supply there this early in the game, especially after what's already gone wrong. More gates on the way. Charge. Colossus. Clem right now, you can see his upgrades starting to line up a little bit. +1 combat shield stim. All coming up. Has that 3rd command center. Should be adding a couple racks in a moment. Really macroing up as well. Getting ready to put some pressure on to Parting. Now, kind of a similar game happened against Bjorn. And Bjorn went pretty turtly with it, which I didn't mind because of the amount of gateways that Parting was adding. Here, I don't think Clem will do that. I think Clem is going to try to do a little bit of a push. You know, he has a Raven, so I actually did not check if he upgraded Disable for the Raven. That's my bad. Maybe I should have kept an eye on that, but that could be useful against the Colossi. Now, Clem continuing to push out, Parting with a very small amount of Stalkers. Again, this is a little bit different than the position that Parting had against Bjorn. Obviously, the position against Bjorn was a bit better. But yeah, this is a scary push. Clem may be able to just walk up and win this game. See, that's a very small army. Throws down the Guardian Shield, which is good. And the overcharge is pretty fantastic here, and he is putting some good damage down onto the Marines. So the Marine count does get reduced a bit. The overcharge, like, does reasonably well, but look at this. He's going to reposition these siege tanks and continue the push forward. Thermal Lance is just about to finish, so that is going to help in this defense quite a bit. Taking a little bit of damage on this Nexus. He has time. He does not have to move right this second. Ooh, that's a big reinforcement coming up. I'm getting a bit nervous here for parting. Clem is up 30 army supply right now, and it's scary army supply. Look at what he's brought to the front. All right, the Zealots charge up and eat a million mines right there. Uses the armor shred there on the Colossi, which doesn't do too much. He does back that up. Unfortunately for parting, I think that was much better for Clem. Now, regardless, parting going to throw down a Nexus. That might look counterintuitive because it looks like he might just be taking more damage from the push. But realistically, you have to continue to grow here if you're going to win this game as parting. So I like that move a lot. He moves in with his next warping round to try to knock this out before reinforcements come. Reinforcements were on the way, by the way, so it was a great move out. But this drop in the main base doing some damage, and the recall was used to block it, but then Clem's reinforcing army comes up and is going to start to punish. He brings the 3 Colossi down and starts to shred as much as he can. The Nexus takes some damage there. He lost the shield battery as well. Zealots charging in, but it feels like Clem is out microing a little bit there for parting. Not that parting has a lot of counter micro against that long range kiting. Just the Zealots have to be pulled back to the Colossi at that point. Wow, units lost. Significantly more here for parting. Clem has been very, very cost efficient, but at least parting's 4th Nexus is going to finish. Now, the 4th command center has started for Clem, so that's actually a very reasonably sped up 4th command center. We'll see when he's able to actually land that and take it. I think he'll probably do it instantly. I imagine Clem is going to stay out on the map for the most part. Now, he might sit back and just turtle up for a moment, you know, like really get his production continue going and everything. But if you let up on parting here, he will try to take map control, right? Like parting is probably going to move up in posture. Now we see a couple Archons being warped in. Now, you know, we've seen a lot of Protosses do this where they warp into Archons and then they attack because you're kind of hitting peak of what you can do with this type of army before the second source of splash damage, right? Like you start to build up the extra gas after you've made your Colossi. You make a couple of those Archons. They're going to be able to tank really well. Concussive's not going to do anything to them. They're going to deal that extra damage. I don't know that parting's actually going to attack, though. It feels like he's lost enough units that there's no reason an attack would do anything against Clem here. So he's warped in the Archons just to have some muscle with his army. Second Robo is coming up, and I think he's going to try to get some Disruptors, but I'm not sure I'm a huge fan of that. Like, he might just need them anyways, but Clem's micro there is going to be very strong against lower numbers of Disruptors, so I'm a little bit nervous. Now, throws down the Overcharge just in the nick of time. He took a lot of damage on a couple of those Colossi. He is going to be able to heal everything up, and yeah, it is going to be Disruptors. So here's what I'm scared about right now. The first 2 Disruptors, maybe even the going up to 4 Disruptors, like in that area, Clem is going to be able to still out micro parting. You know, you have to have a certain amount of Disruptors where it's like you're just continually zoning, and Clem can't like commit all the way in. Now, we do have a cute little 1 Whittle Mine drop that comes up, but parting very on top of it, blinks right over, zaps it. Gotta tell you, parting right now, he's gone up to 4 bases pretty well against Clem. He actually had kind of a poor opener, right? It did not go his way. Clem got a little bit of damage done. The parting's attack really didn't do anything. It wasn't a good opening for parting, and normally he has good openings, but he is still fighting tooth and nail here. He's got 76 probes. He's got reasonable upgrades, not fantastic, but reasonable. He's got reasonable tech, splash damage. He's going to try to take another base. He's kind of scouting out what's happening. I do put Clem in the lead right here. I do think that Clem is in a slightly better position. He knows how to play this position very well as well. I think his 2-2 finishes up and he's maxed out. Like, it's going to be hard to do anything against him, but parting is a master of the fundamentals of StarCraft. He knows what to do with his army. He's moving forward with it right now, and it's a very Zealot-heavy ball that he has. So that makes the Vikings really start to punish, as you can see, right? Like, he zones this out with that Disruptor shot, but he can't really keep his Colossi alive. That's a big problem. Now, a Prism comes in to the natural base while Clem's army is mostly out in the middle fighting. The warping of Zealots, Okay, I like trying to get the sensor tower. I really like that idea. He's going to try to take out some missile turrets here. Maybe Clem is slow and doesn't put those back. That doesn't sound like Clem, though, so I think he will. Yeah, he starts up those missile turrets immediately. He knows that he needs those. Would love to see him just leave a single Viking over there as well, to be honest. Either way, you can see the zoning disruptors here. Parting is way across the map. He's zoning with disruptors. He's getting like a few units killed, right? Like they're doing a little bit. They're doing a little bit. But again, like when you have these smaller numbers, it's pretty much all you can do to zone. And now with this overwhelming Viking count, he's taking out most of the splash damage. Plenty of EMPs left. That army does not look like one Parting's likely to kill. And it is not going to happen. Clem is going to wipe the floor with everything Parting has here. Parting doing a very nice counterattack, but just absolutely doesn't have enough. You know, I think Parting is playing exceptionally well for how little time he's been out of the military, as you can see. But definitely Clem showing that other level that very few Terrans have at the moment. It's like probably Clem, Maru, and Cure sometimes can play like this. It's a magnificent thing to behold. Yeah, I can't quite get any disruptor shots off. Those smaller amounts of disruptors never going to work against a player of that quality. GG is called, and Clem goes to the finals again because this is a pre-recorded stream.